The Epstein Files. I swear it sounds like that should be like a TV show. Okay, so irony. Oh gosh. I'm not even sure if that's irony. Double standard is a better word. Okay, here we go. At least 3,000 more files have been released, right? Thousands of references to our fearless leader within those files, amongst other people, but thousands for him. Thousands. Thousands. Our fearless leader says this release absolves him. Now, uh, apparently, a lot of these references aren't direct smoking pew pews. They don't actually prove anything. I mean, just the very mention of his name being in there is not great, I would say. But so far, the DOJ has been saying that these have been false or unverified. A lot of anything that has been directly accusing him of anything. Okay. Apparently, there was an FBI tip line within these references, and hundreds of these references within that tip line have directly accused him of stuff. But again, the DOJ is saying a lot of this has been unfounded, unverified, false. Lack of evidence. Okay, fair enough, DOJ. But I was thinking as I was looking at this stuff, and I couldn't stop thinking about Don Lemon and his recent arrest, and those other reporters too. And they're basically trying to say that he participated within the protest and that they were violating the FACE Act. From what I understand, the claim is that Don Lemon, along with these protesters, were violating these people's right to protest, or sorry, their right to worship at the church. Say what you will about the protesters. I have thoughts there too, but that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is all of the evidence has been shown, even by two judges. One, a Republican judge who worked under Scalia, Republican Supreme Court Justice. Those two judges have found no evidence as well that Don Lemon was actually a part of the protests and that he was merely, indeed, a journalist. No evidence there either, but differences, DOJ says, for the Epstein files, that lack of evidence proves that that is just a mere smear campaign against our fearless leader. But the lack of evidence here, he gets arrested anyways, Don Lemon. Interesting. Lack of evidence, both situations. One, they go around the judges to get Don Lemon arrested, and the other one, they just kind of shrug off. It's kind of funny. I actually said all that without even needing to look at the notes as I'm talking to you. It's such an interesting contrast on how they're treating lack of evidence. And guess what? Pause at your leisure. Pause at your leisure. Wait a second. Just this is for Don Lemon on the left, our fearless leader on the right. Despite judicial rejection, AG Pam Bondi used a grand jury to bypass the judges and secure arrest. In the other one, the DOJ released a statement alongside the files labeling allegations against our fearless leader as unfounded or fake. Right? Very stark contrast for lack of evidence. Now, look at that. Look at the pause at your leisure. Look at the bottom. The overlap. Lemon was arrested in the middle of the night on January 29th. The massive 3.5 million page Epstein dump occurred on the following morning, January 30th. Oh my goodness. I don't even I'm not even trying to make connections. They're just there. I don't know what to say about that. Was this an intimidation tactic? I think so. But there appears to be other stuff going on. There always is. Whenever I'm researching any of these topics, there's always more. And this detail right here is just incredibly stunning. Incredibly stunning. I have one last thought. Pam Bondi, the DOJ, don't forget, she was his personal lawyer before this. And I want you to ask yourself, especially if you still support what's going on in this administration and our fearless leader, does that sound like it's not conflict of interest to you? Does that sound like the DOJ is not his personal Justice Department? You know what I mean? They're behaving so one-sided in our faces. I'm almost amazed that they think that we're all that ignorant, that naive. But then I remind myself, the information's there. The question is, do you care? I just simply looked it up. I just asked questions. I looked it up. I double checked. I was like, "Oh man, look at that." It didn't take me that long, under 10 minutes. So I ask you again, do you care? Okay, like and share if you like what I'm saying. Comment if you do or don't. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later.